Objects like cosmic explosion blasts, neutron star impacts, and the development of dark openings all assume a part. In the age of gamma beams this, then, at that point, addresses the external furthest reaches of our cosmic and actual information in Walk of 2018 cosmologists saw the faint light overhead out of nowhere come on for close to 60 seconds before leisurely going out again for all the intrigued sky watchers out there. This is a joy, however. It's likewise an update that our minuscule planet is deliberately targeted of a very strong vast weapon. Specialists accept this weapon was answerable for cleaning out all life on Earth about the year 44. Quite a while back in October of 2022, one of these grandiose power sources indeed brought back the delicacy of presence. Might previous occasions at some point reoccur in this limitless universe? Is it this inestimable superweapon's shortcoming that we're generally without anyone else in the universe? Does gamma radiation truly pack that a very remarkable punch at last? Earths have what it takes to endure the conceivable obliteration welcomed on by this sublime super weapon. The motivation behind the present example is to start noting these concerns. We ought to begin right away, as any devotee of sci-fi knows. Legends and miscreants with gamma powers are not to be played with. Gamma beam blasts by a bizarre spot of destiny are the most remarkable blasts in the universe. A very gigantic star, one with a mass commonly that of the Sun, can fall into a dark opening in a part of a second in the wake of shedding its external layers. The star sends forward two light emissions so extraordinary that they would be seen from billions of light years away. During these short gamma beam explodes, more energy is delivered than the Sun could create in a billion years. Gamma beams and startling finding were found by chance. That finding anyway ignited a worldwide chase that has spread over many years and proceeds right up to the present day, including many cosmologists from each mainland and virtually every observatory on Earth. However, in the early long stretches of Sunday, October 9, 2022, cosmologists the whole way across the world were shocked by the death of an remarkably brilliant and dependable beat of enormous energy that cleared over the planet. As per researchers, the gamma beam burst recognized on Sunday was the most impressive at any point seen, delivering almost 18 TeV of energy in a short burst to the point of fueling the U.S. for a whole year in 2021. Researchers at first expected the gamma beam burst radiated from a close-by source, yet later resolved that the genuine distance to the source was nearer to 2.4 billion light-years anyway, despite the fact that both gamma beam blasts were generally a long way from Earth. A nearer one could have lamentably affected our planet. Explicitly, gamma beam blasts have been guessed as the reason for the 440 million-year mass elimination. Do gamma beam blasts represent the way that we haven't tracked down clever life elsewhere in the universe? In the 1950s, researchers like Enrio Ferri pondered out loud over lunch, where is everyone? There should be some other sentient society out there with the innovation to go between the stars. Given the sheer amount of stars in the universe, in the event that that is the situation, how come no spacecrafts have drawn closer to our huge blue planet? How much do we regard ourselves as totally alone in the universe? There was no proof for such human advancements in Fermi's day, and there is none now. The FMY catch-22 is, in view of the possibility that a high-level civilization 1 million years in front of our own ought to have left indications of its presence overhead. At this point, it is conceivable that the substance cosmetics of a planet's air is modified when the strong gamma beam bar inadvertently arrives at an unfortunate livable planet. Draining anything layer is moved toward protect against risky enormous radiation. This would imply that the planet would be exposed to considerably more enormous waves, killing off even the most radiation-safe animals that would, in any case, add to its thriving. For speculative sentient living things, such as ourselves, this isn't uplifting news. The appearance of sentient life on Earth was logical, eased back, or even forestalled due to the recurrence with which this occasion happened, or on the grounds that it happened at a significant second in the planet's developmental history. The recurrence of these demise rates should be examined, comparable to a likely timetable of knowledge movement when mulling over the presence of extraterrestrial human advancements. Even cosmologist James Ennis thought about this probability. He proposed the astrophysical thought of a momentary stage between the shortfall of clever life in the cosmic system and the normal, thick populace of smart life. As per his exploration, the smooth way cosmic system is at a basic point where new types of life can arise and flourish. The idea is that we are entering an period in which the recurrence of gamma beam blasts is sufficiently low to permit life to fill all the more unreservedly, as opposed to before stories in which the recurrence was higher. What's more, potential canny species would have been hindered from arising owing to the radiation surge. Accordingly, the slow abatement in gamma beam burst action might be a system that advances the endurance of living things, allowing life an opportunity to voice out. This additionally alters the premises of Fermi's Catch-22, which gives us a far longer term in the a great many years for life to spread and interface with one another. The oddity expects to be that there exists another astute life structure out there that might have made contact with us. In all actuality, they could be ready to, or simply have begun investigating space, or as Anna theorizes, there may be no savvy life in the world. Fortunately for us Earthlings, none of the identified blasts have come from any place, however, close to our smooth way cosmic system. Consider the possibility that a gamma beam burst out of nowhere showed up in the region as an exceptionally evolved animal varieties. What might befall us? Might we at any point do anything about it, regardless of whether we needed to? Gamma beams are incredibly unsafe in light of the fact that they are very strong explosions of energy. There is an enormous contrast in power between one gamma beam photon. What's more, 1 million normal photons now. Envision that this enormous superweapon was pointed decisively at Earth. Harm to Earth from a close-by gamma beam burst would be practically identical to that brought about by an space rock strike. First off, it would immediately clear out our environment, leaving us defenseless against hazardously high measures of UV radiation from the sun, as there would be no defensive ozone layer to safeguard us. Burn from the sun, and skin disease rates would reach phenomenal levels. Herbivores that basically feed on plants would die alongside all vegetation, and the unidirectional progression of energy would be upset after the passing of the greater part of plants. The oxygen level in the climate would drop decisively, prompting the passings of numerous animals, counting carnivores and omnivores. There's simply such a lot of that should be possible to drag out human existence, even with as a large number breathing devices as achievable. If our satellites could distinguish the gamma beams tearing towards Earth at almost the speed of light, it wouldn't modify a lot. Fortunately, our ozone layer can recover normally, yet this will accept a ludicrously extensive stretch. Therefore, the sun would have had the option to completely burn our home before we escaped, leaving us totally uncovered. Do you believe we will die soon too? How might we assist with earthing in a universe like our own? We might experience a gamma beam burst once like clockwork, and even then, at that point, it would be excessively far away to cause any harm. Yet there is something we can do to work on our home. There are additional squeezing threats to life on the planet. Then attempting to think of 1 million strategies to redirect the gamma beam. The loss of natural surroundings, for instance, could cause various creature and plant species to go wiped out. We could likewise utilize reusable shopping packs and water bottles, all things being equal, of discarding them after one use. As the familiar proverb goes, you should decide to grab hold of what you have some control over and relinquish what you can't. There are innumerable possible dangers to the endurance of humankind. However, everything we can do is center around what we can impact. While gamma beam blasts are among the most strong peculiarities in the universe, their event is somewhat interesting regardless of their force. Their effect on Earth is not something we regularly need to stress about at this point. Gamma beam blasts are not sufficiently regular to represent a prompt danger. Actually understanding them gives vital experiences into the fundamental mechanics of the universe and our place inside it. The uncommonness of gamma beam explodes in reality adds to our endurance, offering a brief however crucial relief from potential eradication occasions that could, in any case, reshape life on the planet. Researchers make long concentrated on the impacts of vast radiation and the climate in which these enormous blasts happen. These blasts come from stars a lot bigger than our Sun falling under their own gravitational power. The outcome is an collapse that changes the star into a dark opening, setting off a strong energy discharge. This energy transmits outward as two restricted light emissions, gamma radiation, every one coordinated along the star's rotational hub. The mind-boggling force of these gamma beam blasts is what makes them so risky. Assuming one were to strike Earth straightforwardly, the results would be horrendous. Even on the off chance that the burst was only a division as strong as the most outrageous models noticed anyway, even with their unimaginable energy, gamma beam blasts do not ordinarily influence planets outside their quick area. Truth be told, even the nearest identified gamma beam burst, one that happened 2.4 billion light-years away from Earth, was not sufficiently strong to hurt our planet this distance, while far regarding our